Hello matey, we've got Coventry City versus Blackburn Rovers in the EFL Championship. It's so nice to be back after that international break. England have finally made it to the World Cup of 2026, which is fantastic news for Tuchel and the England team. But now we're looking at proper football, Coventry versus Blackburn Rovers. This is my match preview. If you're going to enjoy this video, why not like and subscribe to the channel? Let's try and hit 50 likes in this video. That would be awesome. Let's try and hit 200 subscribers by the end of the week also. Let's try and make that happen. I'd much appreciate it. Let's jump straight into the preview. Now, this is a game that we should win. Obviously, we're invincibles in the league so far. 5 wins, straw draws, and 0 losses, scoring 27 goals and conceding 7 in the league. Blackburn Rovers are currently sitting 21st in the league with 8 games played. They should have another win to their name because they were beating Ipswich Town 1-0 until that game got called off. And then 2 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses to their name. So they don't draw, they either win or lose, but more or less they lose games. It's at the CBS. That's a home advantage for Coventry. We are absolutely rampant there. I mean, away from home, we've won 5-3, we've won 5-0. So technically, you could say our away form is better than our home form, but we really can't complain, can we? Our home form going into this game is actually 6th in the league. We've won 2, we've drawn 2, and then away form with 3 wins and 2 draws, which does make us the best team away from home and the 6th best team at home. But I just think the atmosphere of the CBS in this game is going to be crucial. It's coming after the international break where we've had that break. We've got players to rest. Mason Clark coming back from that injury, making that cameo appearance against Sheffield Wednesday. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing that we've had the international break. A good thing because we can rest the players, but a bad thing because we're on such good run of form that hopefully this doesn't deter us. We could come back from the international break and we could lose this game or we could draw this game, and then people will say we're into a crisis. We could drop all the way down to 5th in the league and people go, oh, you know, is the start of the season actually that good? Those draws in the early seasons against Oxford, against Leicester, they're actually not too good, especially the one against Hull City at the start of the season. That 0-0 performance was just so dreadful. But if you take the head-to-head context between these two teams here, it's actually 4 wins to Coventry, 5 draws and 2 wins to Blackburn Rovers. So it's either going to be a Cov win or a draw. That's what history tells us. The recent games that we played them, we've beaten them 2-0, 3-0, drawn 0-0 and beat them 1-0. So history is actually on our side to win this game. It's a big chance for us to make a statement again at home saying that, you know, international breaks can come and go, but we're just going to keep it going. Lampard's talk that he did in the unseen is just fantastic. He said, we're going to Sheffield Wednesday. There's going to be pitch invasions. We know that's going to happen, but just don't worry about it. Play our football and we'll win the game. And that's what we're doing so far. We're the team in the league that everybody wants to stop. And that's a position you want to be in. Lampard has already shown it this season that, you know, if the opposition stops us from playing one way, we have another way to do it. Our number one way of playing is obviously getting the wingers, cutting it back, putting it into the box, or the fullbacks, they just knock it into the box, and then we've got Hadji Wright, Victor Torp, who will get on the end of those headers and knock it into the net, or even Ellis Sims, the mighty Ellis Sims. And then if that doesn't work, we've got our second way of playing, which is more direct, which I love about us this season so far. At the end of last season, I said that us not getting promoted is actually a good thing for the squad. I think if we went into the Premier League this season, we would struggle a lot more than what you see Sunderland doing. They're absolutely flying in the Premier League so far. So another season in the Championship, you know, to build that cohesion, which you can see is happening. Last season, at times, you saw the players didn't necessarily understand each other's roles, and maybe Lampard wasn't too clear about that, or maybe players just themselves didn't understand it. This season, with the preseason that Lampard's had, he got them extra fit. He's got players in that he actually wants that are competing for spots in the side. They're not just sitting on the bench, happy on the bench. You've got Ellis Sims who's scoring goals off the bench. Miguel Angel Brau on the left-hand side. He's playing as a left mid / left back this season. He's playing a good role also coming off the bench, very energetic. You got Kessler Hayden, who everyone said would be the starting right back because of how much he cost. He's on the bench, and I feel like he's actually happy with that. He knows that he's not just going to be given that right back position, especially against the best right back in the league, Milan. It just shows that Lampard's got this team going so well. Lampard may not be the best tactician in the league. We know that. More of a man manager than a tactician. He has 2 or 3 ways of playing, and then when he needs to do it, he gets that camaraderie around the players. And sometimes it's better to be a man manager than it is a tactician. But how far will that take us in the season? Looking at the Blackburn Rovers game, their form is absolutely trash. We should demolish them, as I said before. They've only got 1 win in the last 5 games, which was against Watford away from home. They lost 2-0 to Norwich City. They lost 3-0 to Charlton Athletic. They lost 2-1 to Swansea. And then they got that draw against Stoke City, which really surprised me, honestly. Blackburn Rovers, they're the sleeping giant of football, aren't they? play in England. They're not where they should be. They should be in the Premier League. Let's be real. You know, Alan Shearer, SOS up. They're currently sitting 21st in the league, and their fixtures coming up is absolutely diabolical. So they're wanting to get every point that they can this season. And I bet you $1 million they are going to park that bus when they come to the CBS. And we're going to expect that this season. We're the team to beat. The only way teams can beat us is by nullifying us. And that's going to be sitting back in a back four, back five, hit on the counter attack. There's no way that they're going to take the game to us. Absolutely not. They've seen what happens to teams that do that this season. 5-3 win to Coventry against Derby County. 5-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. 7-1 demolition against QPR at home. If you come at Coventry, we're just going to pick you apart on the turn. You know, we've got Mason Clark on the left-hand side, who did fantastically well earlier in the season. Thomas Asante can play there. Sakamoto, at home, he rises above levels that other players don't seem to get. Away from home, he's a 5, 6 out of 10, but at home, he just has that aura about him where he does a 7.5, 8 out of 10. But Blackburn Rovers, as I said, they're going to hit on the counter-attack, and the player that they're looking to get on the ball is obviously Todd Cantwell in that midfield role. He's got 3 goals this season and 1 assist, and both of their wingers have 1 goal each. So that's where they're going to try and hit us on the counter-attack, play it through Cantwell. So if we can nullify him, maybe put a Victor Torp on him just to hold him down. You could put also Jamie Allen there to man mark him. Jamie Allen's really good at doing the doggy work, so maybe that would work really well. But my starting lineup would actually be this. Rushworth in goal, 4 clean sheets in a row. He cannot leave that spot. You got Milan Vanovac at right back. 2 centre backs is going to be Thomas and Kitchen. As much as I would like Wolfenden, he's not getting in the starting 11 so far. De Silva at left back, which he actually did pretty well against England in that Wales defeat. He did not too bad a couple of times against Saka on that right hand side. So he showed that he's got confidence, and that's what we love to see from Coventry players. He's one of the Coventry players who played against England for the first time I think I saw since 2004. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'd go with the holder, obviously Grimes as a midfield 2. You know, you could play anybody there. You could play Thomas Asante, who did that technically against Sheffield Wednesday. You could play Jamie Allen and Victor Torp. I think Victor Torp will be fine for this game. So if it's that case, I'll go Victor Torp and Jamie Allen, because I want players in their position actually playing their position. I don't want to shoehorn players just for the sake of it. You want a team that's cohesive and a team that actually works together. And if that means dropping one of your better players like a Mason Clark or Thomas Asante on the bench, that's what's going to happen. Anyways, they're going to come off the bench and they're going to make an impact, so it's not really too much of a loss. On the right-hand side, I would put Tats there, and then up front, it's going to be Hadji Wright. You could make an argument for Ellis Sims. He's came off the bench. He's looked a lot better than Hadji Wright in the last 2 games, but Hadji Wright's got the goals to back up his own assertion, so you can't necessarily take him out of the squad. It'll be kind of unfair on Hadji, if I'm being honest. But if you want to go with Ellis Sims up front, you know, coming off the bench is a lot different compared to playing up front. So if you want to start with him, just realize that he is a penalty box player, and we're going to have to break down teams. So maybe that works if we can break them down. If not, Ellis Sims is pretty much nullified by the opposition. With Blackburn Rovers, this is the lineup that I predict is going to be the same one that they did in the last game. They're going to go with a back 4. I won't be surprised if they go with a back 5. Gardner Hickner in the midfield, which I do like him as a player. Cantwell as an attacking midfielder. Hadges and Murashia on the right-hand side. And then Gudjohnsen up front, if that's how you pronounce his name. I don't expect anything out of this game. This is a quick match preview because we should be winning this game. The form we are in Coventry, we are the team to beat. And if we keep going like we are, imagine if we win 6-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. I mean, honestly, put some money on it if you want to do that. I'm going to do that myself. Imagine if we win 6-0. Everyone, we just need to calm down. We just need to calm down. It's probably not going to happen, but it's nice to, you know, believe in something that could happen. I mean, what actually happens if we batter Blackburn Rovers? I mean, we would be up to 33 goals scored and 7 conceded in the league in 10 games. That's over 3 goals a game. That's unsustainable, obviously. Let's be real. I think in this game here, my prediction is actually going to be a Coventry 2-0 win. I don't see Blackburn scoring at all. I feel like it's going to be a cagey match in the first 10-15 minutes. We're not going to play our best football. Everyone's going to start whinging about the international break. And then roughly just before halftime, probably in the 42nd minute, I'm going to predict a Sakamoto screamer on that right-hand side. He's going to cut in on his left foot, put it top bins, and then we're going to see out the game, and then we're just going to pick them off in about the 64th minute, and then we're just going to pass them off the park. I don't see them nullifying our defence at all. As I said, Cantwell in the midfield for them is really good, but our defence is just so full of confidence so far. 4 clean sheets in a row. Every single time a tackle goes in, every single time the goalkeeper makes a save, Everybody's just around each other, and you can tell you can't disrupt that in the defence. You can't bring Wolverton into that unless there's an injury, of course, which I don't know. I haven't seen Lampard's match preview for this one here, so maybe he'll mention something that I haven't. You just got to keep that ball rolling. You just got to maintain standards in the team. And look, if we lose this game, it's awful. Of course it is. But at the same time, we get the monkey off our back where it's nobody's beaten Coventry. We want to be the team to beat Coventry. And going into games, that can be dangerous if you're the team to beat. Everyone's going to raise their levels to another standard, and that could be at the detriment of us. But for this game here, I predict that we're going to win 2-0 against Blackburn Rovers. This is going to be an easy game. I said the last game, Sheffield Wednesday, I said it was going to be a difficult game because, they're fighting for their lives at the bottom of the table. Blackburn Rovers are in a similar position, but I have confidence in the squad now. Any situation we have, I feel like we can just give it to them. And I'm going to predict a 2-0 win. We're going to absolutely batter them. There's going to be 25 shots compared to 4. It's going to be one of those games where we score 1 goal, we get the second, and then we just can't put the third one to bed. They're going to have maybe 1 or 2 counter-attacks at 2-0 up. They're not going to take it, and we're just going to be like, yeah, it was a great performance. We battered them. Let's move along to the next game. So that's my match preview for Coventry City versus Blackburn Rovers. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 200 subscribers by the end of the week. If you like this video, why not like it? Let's try and hit 50 likes. I'd much appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you in the match reaction. Hopefully the Sky Blues have brought it home.